All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, stand and let me know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not, and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. John Roberson. Jacob Villalobos, custody. Elena Barrera. All right, thank you. Ryan Valdez. Ryan Roman Valdez. I. King Scott, custody. Angela Redwine, custody. Jose Luis Tamayo. Joshua Patillo, custody. Bradley Galvan. Thank you. Patrick Goldberg is by Zoom. Sergio Chavez, custody. Rosa Montoya. Rosa Montoya. Samuel Bach.
Present with counsel.
Joshua Garza, custody. Eric Kentu. Mariano Rendon.
Present with counsel.
Thank you. Richard Campos.
Here.
Matthew Rendon. Brandon Diaz. Umberto Casares, custody. Carlos Alman. Thank you. Zaidan Ali. Thank you. Deandra Duriel. How do you pronounce the last name? All right, thank you. John Martinez.
Present with counsel.
Thank you. Roland Miller. Jordan Davis.
Present with counsel.
Avery Anderson, custody. Jason Noel Gonzalez. Mario Alberto Resendez, custody. Floyd Allen, custody. Joshua Montes.
Here.
James Katina, custody. Amanda Alacosa, custody. Richard Wallace, custody. Torrance Knowles. Torrance Kiki Knowles. Israel Mancata. Paul Zapata, custody. Marquise Bozier, custody. Diamond Danzy. Kevin Jones, custody. David Lynn.
He's present, Your Honor. Counsel.
Sarah Rodriguez, custody. Sammy Salazar, custody. Roy Vidales, custody. Carlos Ruiz, custody. Precious Esmeralda Ramirez. Precious Esmeralda Ramirez. Jordan Estrada, custody. Marco Marino, custody. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? Yes, please stand. What's your name? Was,
We found the doctor's text. Let me just find it really quick.
okay.
Page 7.
All right, thank you. All right, have a seat. Anyone else? All right, so these are the rules, everyone. Follow these rules so court can run smoothly today. Criminal trial division files are to my left. Family violence files are to my right. Everyone, COVID has reared its head. I don't think it was ever gone. It was just in hiding. It's been knocking on people's doors and people have been answering without masks, without anything. So to protect everyone, attorneys, just grab your file, sit it on the desk of whoever the prosecutor is, and have a seat They're going to call you up one person at a time. If you have someone who's in custody, once you requested that person from the deputy, please do not leave the courtroom because there are so many inmates that can be in the box for security reasons. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, let the coordinator know. An interpreter will need to be called down. There's a sign on top of Ferguson's computer. Don't approach her when we're on the record, because I'm trying to focus 100% on the clients that you have that are before me. And it's sort of a little bit disrespectful to your colleagues when everybody is talking loud over here, because it takes away from the argument that they're seeking to present. So today is Thursday, it's Friday Eve. Vashon, your allergies are hitting you hard.
Yes, Judge.
My allergies are hitting me hard. I'm up here with emergency hot tea with honey. Yeah, so everybody's dragging a little, but it is Friday Eve, so we have something to look forward to. So everyone, please confer. All right, she needs to be on the first row. All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, the Robert. Sir, I am still having to continue.
Eric Cantu. So it's the prosecutor on Eric Cantu. All right, so they're not here yet. If you'll just,
It's not.
no, if you'll just have a seat and we'll call you up as soon as he comes down. They should be here shortly. But Sean, the tea with the honey is hitting the spot.
Is it?
Yes.
No one mentioned. Oh, that's very fair, actually. I thought.
Okay,
No.
that's how we decide. Okay.
But I want your marching orders, but I was like, I would at least say to this. Yes. Like that's Sean. Oh, that was- Just look at it, I was like, what? I got bigger every time.
May I approach you?
Yes.
Apparently I can't land this plane.
Oh, land the plane. Stop circling it. Why can't you land
He
it?
wants a new attorney now.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna land the plane.
Lynn.
Yes, just
Yes,
just have her call it.
pardon?
Just have her pull the file.
Okay, could you pull the file on David Lind? David Michael Lind.
All right. And are the parties ready on Eric Cantu? Have you all had a chance to discuss things?
I have not discussed it this morning. But
All
we-
right.
we messaged yesterday, we spoke about a judge who's currently being evaluated for MHC. And so he was interviewed the other day, and I think it's 2 to 3 weeks to a decision, so that's kind of where we're at. This was reset for a discovery.
Oh, Mr. Cantu, come forward. All right, so where are we on? Let's start with where we are now.
Discovery compliance.
Yes, so where are we on discovery?
I've finally been able to look at everything, and I think we have the discovery for this case, Judge.
And state, were you able to tender an offer?
No, I haven't discussed it with them this morning yet.
All right, do y'all need to discuss offers?
Well, I think right now, Judge, while we're still waiting for the MHC to come to a conclusion, I think that's the ideal if we're able to achieve that.
Well, here's my question. Mental health court, doesn't the prosecutor's office have to sign off on that?
Judge,
So
but
have they said they're gonna sign off on that? Because otherwise, what is the point?
I don't think they've received the mental health evaluation.
Well, we've never discussed authorizing that at all, John.
All right.
I have not discussed that with defense. I mean, he mentioned it, but it has not been sent by the prosecution to.
Oh. Because if the state is not going to agree to a treatment court, a mental health court, then wills are being spun. So if y'all will step back and state if you want to tender an offer to the defense,
Yes, sir.
and then I'll call you all back up and I'll give you your another court date or a plea date.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, David Lynn, has he been brought out or is he here in court?
He's in court.
All right, Mr. Lynn, come forward. All right, and counsel, you're on this side.
Oh, good.
Sir, please
Yes.
move this closer to your counsel. Thank you.
Thank you, Norma. James Seeloff.
James Seeloff for the defense.
All right, the court
Seeloff.
is calling 2024 CR 5072, State of Texas versus David Michael Lynn. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris Sadelman.
defense?
James Seeloff.
And are you Mr. Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of guilty on June 27th. And according to the plea bargain agreement, punishers is to be assessed at a cap of 14 years and, 14 months in the state jail facility. The state opposes your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state
No, you're on.
defense?
Yes, I have.
All right, any objections?
No objections.
All right,
Although he does say that he can live with his parents as opposed to being homeless.
okay.
Is that correct? Yes.
All right, so the state is opposed to your application. Any witnesses, defense?
No, Your Honor.
State, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Your Honor, my client has never been on felony probation and he's never had the theft course. And I asked the court to take a look at the offense itself and what was stolen. He was homeless at the time and currently he says that he can live with his parents. And I asked the court respectfully to consider probation
All right,
in
and,
this circumstance. Do you have anything, David?
Well, yeah.
oh, just 1 second. Counsel, could you have another trial court certification filled out for me, please?
Another one?
Yes,
Okay.
it is on the box. Because this one is dated June 27th, and I think it's because the court thought that we were proceeding with sentencing at that time. And then after you sign that, the court will hear testimony from you, Mr. Lynn.
All right.
This document says is that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right to appeal if she follows the plea bargain. Okay? Which is not one of them. Need your signature there. Here you go, Your Honor.
Counsel. All right, Mr. Lynn, if you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Lind.
All right, counsel, would you wish for your client just to talk to the court, or do you have questions?
No, I would like my client to address the court.
Yeah, I'm just living in my parents' house. I'll be taking care of them. My mom has dementia and my dad can barely walk. So I'm kind of like their caretaker.
All right, when people are on probation in this court, I don't allow them to be home healthcare
Oh,
providers.
no, I'm not getting paid for it. I go over there and help them out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why were you not doing this before you picked up these new cases?
I've been going over there.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here's the court's concern. Looking at your criminal history, you have a criminal trespass. You were placed on deferred adjudication. The motion was withdrawn after a motion to revoke was filed and the case was dismissed. Then you had a theft case in 1995. You were granted 6 months probation. A motion to revoke was filed, then withdrawn. Case was closed. In 1996, you had a driving while intoxicated case. You were given 6 months probation. A motion to revoke was filed. Probation was revoked. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. Then in 1997, you had assault, bodily injury, married. You were given deferred adjudication. A motion to adjudicate guilt was filed. You were revoked, sentenced to 6 months. In 1997, you had a driving while license suspended. Your probation was revoked. You were sentenced to 52 days in the Bexar County Jail. And then also in 1997, you had another driving while license suspended, 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. November 1997, driving while license suspended, 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. July 1999, driving while license invalid, enhanced. You were given probation for a year. Motion to revoke was filed. You were sentenced to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. 2003, you had a theft, $5,500. You were sentenced to 90 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2006, you had a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2006, you had a theft, $50 to $500. You were sentenced to 45 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2006, you had a driving while license invalid, enhanced. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2007, you have a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2007, you had a criminal trespass to habitation or shelter. You were sentenced to 75 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2023, you had a criminal trespass to private property. You were sentenced to 26 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2007, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. 2008, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. And a motion to revoke was filed and you were continued on probation. And then you were revoked and sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. 2010, you had a theft, $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 8 months in the state jail facility. 2012, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 10 months in the state jail facility. 2013, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 12 months in the state jail facility. 2013, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. That was dismissed. You were convicted of another offense instead of that. 2014, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 4 months in the state jail facility and given a judgment satisfied under 1244. 2015, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 12 months in the state jail facility. August 2015, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. That was dismissed. You were convicted of another offense. 2023, you had a theft under $2,500 enhanced. You were convicted of another offense. And then now we have your current offense. Then out of county in Guadalupe County, you have a theft of property. You were sentenced to 60 days. You had a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 127 days in New Braunfels. Then in 2007, you had a reckless driving. You were sentenced to 20 days. Then in Travis County, you had a theft, $1,500, 2 or more previous convictions, and you were sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. So the question becomes, why do you not stop stealing?
Because I had a gambling problem.
All right. Is there anything else?
So
All right. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will deny your application. The court will sentence you to 14 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you review the document
Ma'am,
entitled
hang on.
Court Certification of Defendant's
Ma'am,
Rights to
we're-
Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
When me and him were not,
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not
I
have the
told
court's
my attorney I
permission to
wanted to
appeal.
fire him.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Good luck to you.
Ma'am,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Are y'all ready on Kentu?
We've conferred.
All right. Eric Kentu?
Thanks for landing the plane.
All right. Have a good one, Mr. Seeloff.
Thank you.
All right, counsel, on this case was an offer tender?
It was, Judge.
Okay. All right, everyone, please whisper.
Female, come here.
All right. So, Mr. Cantu, my understanding that offer has been tendered in this court. What I do is when an offer is tendered, I then set it for a plea deadline date. And then after that date, you either have accepted the offer or you all come to an agreement or not. If you don't come to an agreement, then your next setting will be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes.
And counsel, you said that you were having him interviewed for mental health court.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so when is that complete?
It's actually the mental health court's going to send an evaluation to the state, and I think they have to make the call within, I think it's like 2 to 3 weeks is what they're thinking, but the state's also made an offer separate apart from that I'll be speaking to my client about.
Okay, so,
You guys said that email.
oh no, I've seen the email. Yes, thank you. So then what we will do, how old are you, sir?
19.
All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this in a month for a plea deadline date.
Norma, I'll be in a CSA trial August 19th week. So possible. Should work.
All right, what date?
August 25th.
All right, so August 26th is going to be your plea deadline date. And counsel, if you sign a discovery acknowledgement before you leave. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, sir.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, you're welcome.
Ms. Brown, there's some forms up there already.
Are we needing?
Yeah. you need to sign and then you can email us. August 26th. Brian, I'm sorry, can you have him sign it before over there at the gallery, please? Thank you. Okay, sure, you don't park up there on the- okay. You can just grab one of those, have it on it. Oh, wait, give me 1 second.
What?
Lynn?
All right, who's here on Jordan Edward Estrada?
I am judge.
All right, are you ready to approach?
I am judge.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
Judge, I believe he's in the back. The bailiff said it would be a minute. So
All
I'm
right.
ready. I'm not sure that they can bring him out right now.
All right, so as soon as they bring him out, then I'll take up your matter.
Very well.
Sir, I'll let you, when you get in, I'll let you know.
Okay.
On page one, Mr. Goldberg, that he had a flat tire. He's trying to shake his-
Female.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, to the people in the box, you're not allowed to have conversations with each other. Do you understand? All right. And no one from the gallery is to talk to anyone in the box. Is there anyone here for Patrick Goldberg or Floyd Allen?
I am here for Mr. Allen.
Okay,
And Judge, let me call, the women's jail real quick and see if it was the, is he on?
yeah, he's on Zoom.
Okay, awesome.
Could I see the file? Yes, please. No, you can hold that one. All right, Mr. Allen, if you'll unmute and start video. Norma,
Yes, sir.
can you ask them, or do you have their number to ask them to unmute and start video? Ah, here he is. All right, unmute, Mr. Allen. All right, if you have a computer, if you'll hold down the space bar, it's the longest bar on the computer. All right, are you able to hear us? Oh.
You keep letting the space bar go. You tell me-
All right, if you will keep the space bar pressed down, please.
There it
All
is.
right, are you able to hear us?
Barely.
All right. All right, so state.
Council approached the state today. I guess they believe, or they're in the process of procuring additional discovery that they would like to turn over to the state. And that is the latest update we have on it.
All right, because where are we going on this case? And the reason why I asked that is because if this is going to be a trial, then because of his weight, there's no way for us to get him to the courtroom. So we would probably have to do a jury selection and go to the hospital.
Okay, I mean, we can take it when it comes, Your Honor. I know they want to procure additional discovery on their own end, and then we can set up for a final, and the state is trying to re-review things and just do things in the best interest of justice here.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, just so you know, you granted my request for an investigator.
Mhm.
But between the jail and the hospital, there's a lot of roadblocks preventing her from obtaining the information that we need.
Well, why don't you just have her zoom in and y'all can go and talk to Mr. Allen in a breakout room.
I don't have access to her at this moment, but she's working on it, and I am and I anticipate she's very good, and she'll
Well,
get
is
these,
this
and she will get them.
information that she needs from Mr. Allen?
She needs signatures to get releases for his records and his property at the jail.
All right, that can be done by Adobe sign.
I'll let her know. Needs to be notarized. But I'll text her that. I'm in contact with her. In fact, I talked with her.
What hospital is your client?
I believe he's at university. Is that right,
All right.
Mr. Allen?
Yes,
All right,
That's
is there an
correct.
officer there with you?
and she was, you want to call her back?
Yes, please.
Okay. Huh? Yeah, I need the lieutenant. She needs to talk to her.
And we'll see if we can't expedite the,
That'll be good.
oh, sorry. It's a Monday, rolled into a Friday Eve. So we'll see if we can't get this signed quickly.
Just so the court
I'm gonna
knows.
talk to you right
I
when you
leave
walk
on
out.
vacation Monday.
Yeah.
And I'll be returning.
All right, officer.
Yes.
Hi, I wanted to know, is there any way for us to send a document for Mr. Allen to sign?
You can send it to my county email and I can.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can be sent to my county email, which I can print out for him.
I just lost you.
I'm sorry.
Ah, there you are, that's better.
Okay, I guess it's really bad signal. I apologize. I can print it, if somebody sends me something to my county email, I can print it out and have him sign it.
All right, let me ask you, is there any way you can send me your email address in the chat box? And then I will
Yes, ma'am.
give it to the defense attorney so that they can get that document to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And is there a way for that document to get notarized there?
Yes,
Well-
we can notarize one here if you need it.
Good.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so we need a new date. Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this.
I return the week of the 16th of September. I will be out of the country
All right, when do you leave?
Monday.
All right, so we'll come back on. Defense counsel is going to be out of the country. So I'm giving you all your plea deadline date, and your plea deadline date is going to be. And you say you would be September 16th?
I return on the 16th.
All right,
Obviously,
usually people
things
need a
are-
little rest.
Everything is, piling up. Oh, you're going to be back on the 16th. Oh, we'll put it on the 16th. Oh, we'll put it on the 17th.
All right,
So-
so Norma, recall this for the 19th of September.
Judge, I have a seminar that day.
All right, Norma, recall this for the 17th. So we'll be back on September 17th. Thank you, officer.
Yes, that's a pretty good line. Is there anything else you need from us?
No, that's all. Let me
Okay.
just write down your email address and give it to defense counsel.
Yes, ma'am. And it's possible in that email.
That means I'll have one day when I get back to.
All right,
Right.
thank you.
We put him on Zoom again.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And this is her email.
Thank you.
And
I'll get
Norma,
that to my
I will
investigator.
give you her email as well.
And I have one other matter this morning.
You're welcome.
Moreno? Moreno?
Okay. And who is that?
The one on the left.
Okay. All right, thank you. And what page was Alan Floyd on?
He is on page.
Oh, thank you. All right, anyone else ready? Has your client been brought out, Mr. Wood?
No, Judge, not yet.
Okay,
Anticipate his arrival momentarily.
All right, thank you. Just let me know when you're ready to approach.
Thank you.
Yes, you need to have them pull the file and then I'll call it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, and I'll send it to you right now.
Thank you.
All right, Sarah Elizabeth Rodriguez. Come down.
You're the same. Here on the blue.
All right, so what are we here for?
Your Honor, this was a deferred adjudication. A motion to revoke her probation was filed, and it was on a deferred adjudication, Your Honor, is what she led to in this matter. And for some reason, it was set as a no bond hold. For deferred adjudications, according to case law ex parte.
All right, so let me ask you something. Are you brand new as a defense attorney?
I'm new to your courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So here's the thing.
Mhm.
Have you conferred with the state on a bond amount?
I let them know yesterday they were going to ask for, I think, double the amount
All
that it
right,
was
so
set
if
at.
you'll confer with them and have them come forward, and then I'll take up your matter.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, just have a seat. We'll come up with you.
Right there, ma'am.
Who's here on Amanda Alcocer?
That's me, Rob.
All right. Come forward.
Still trying to confer with the prosecutor, but everyone keeps cutting in front of me, so.
All right. So did you put your file down?
Did I?
Did you put the file down on the, on their
It's an
table?
MTR, yes, Your Honor.
All
So it's
right.
not a file, but it's a, yes,
No, I mean, did you sit it on their desk?
yes.
All right, so attorneys, excuse me, defense attorneys. People keep cutting in front of him. He put his file down, and defense attorneys, you keep cutting in front of him. Y'all need to stop cutting in front of him. So he said his file has been there, but everybody keeps jumping in front of him. So let's be kind to each other. And I had already said, COVID is out there. The bubonic plague has made a comeback. If y'all would just put your file down and have a seat so that the state can call them in the order of appearance. Thank you.
Keep up alive, Judge.
The only other consideration is, my trial is starting testimony this morning at 10 a.m. in County Court
Just go
13.
there. Stay. If y'all will talk to him on Amanda Alcocer, please. He has a jury trial that he has to get to.
I did text message. Yeah, I got that juice in. Got that juice going.
All right. Put it on August 13th. Deputy Laura, you can take Patillo back. Yes.
Actually, they've been handed to her. Judge, mind if I skip in front of him?
Oh, just give me a moment. You're so funny.
Judge, did you hear what I just said?
Mhm.
Sorry. Did they hear me on YouTube?
Oh, probably so. State Portillo is being reset for August 13th. The Defense Council has a family emergency.
Thank you. Hey, United, good morning. Ready on I King Scott. This is one recall. Tuesday, all the paperwork should be in.
And Deputy Lord, you let him know his attorney had a family emergency.
I'm not waiting.
I'm not either.
But if you talk to the county about their conditional situation.
Oh, of course.
It's not that bad. It used to be worse. Didn't it, Judge?
It did.
Like last year, it was brutal.
I don't want to say anything, but they just turn it off on the weekend.
Oh, they're just doing what they want to do. But hey, if it's too hot in here, I can fiddle with the thermostat and pretend like it works.
That's like our office. Right now, our office is like 16 degrees. Almost unbearable.
All right. And counsel, I have I-King, but I'm just waiting for him because he has to be in a jury trial.
Oh, yes, the problem.
And then I'll pick this up right after that.
Oh, yeah, and I wasn't cutting any, I didn't have a case of criminal trials. I was happened to be standing there, so I apologize if I gave that appearance.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did not.
I agree. Efficiency is key, Judge. We're looking for that end, so. I'm here for it. Yes, Judge.
All right. Are you ready on Okasaw?
No, Judge. I mean, am I ready? I'm ready to tell you what I think should happen, but apparently I have their other opinions.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
Sit on the first one. Yeah, you're late. Sit on the first one. I've been here. Okay, have a seat.
Okay.
Oh, correct.
Okay. Righty, thank you. Thank you.
Jordan Davis and Samuel.
Deandra Duriel. Oh, no. Hi. Good morning. Why were you late?
Because I was waiting for the lawyer to call me because I haven't talked to him, but I just got a text from him that said he
Now, here's the
rescheduled
thing.
court.
Court is inside the courtroom.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not outside.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to be inside the courtroom at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, what can end up happening is a warrant can be issued for your arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll be taken into custody. And then they will make sure you're on time because they'll bring you over from the Bear County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to recall your case. Norma, recall this for August 1st.
Yes.
All right, we'll recall it for August 1st. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am. Do I tell him or do y'all tell him?
Oh, he'll get noticed.
Yes, ma'am. And I just sign it with her.
Yes.
You can have a seat and I'll call you up in just a few minutes. Okay. I'm just thinking, yeah, I'll put that out there. Yes, sir. You were first on with
Yes, I do.
I'll call you in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
Who's here on Samuel Bach? And where is your client?
Right there, Your Honor.
Come forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. So where are we on this case?
Judge, so we subpoenaed the toxicology paperwork and all the testing paperwork from the ME's office. They did provide that last night. So I did check this morning. It is uploaded to e-discovery. I just don't know. I know it takes a minute for defense to get it on their end.
So I was unaware that it had been tendered. When I got here today, I was asking kind of the status. I have not seen it. And also, even once I do see it, I will probably need to have an expert look at some of it to make sure like what it's telling me.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
recall this for August. I'm sorry, not August. Wait a minute. Yes, Norma, recall this for August 26th. Yes, this is Bach.
Just give me 2 seconds.
And whatever you all need, if you all need to have an expert, then that needs to be done before that date where you have an expert.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Number, what page is he on? Thank you.
Mr. Estrada's made his arrival, Judge.
All right. Alcazar. And Norma, that will be the last date to make sure everybody has their discovery. Yes. Yes. Alcazar, come down. And then Munoz, did you ask for I-King to be brought out?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
All right. Deputy Lawyer, if you can make sure I-King comes out.
He's already in the box.
Oh, he is? Ah, okay. I can't see around the attorneys. All right, are you all ready to proceed?
Judge, we're gonna ask for a little bit more time just because there is a new number one. State hasn't had a chance to look at it. We just want to make sure just before we proceed, just that defense is telling us that there are issues with the case. I believe defense counsel is just, I actually just looking, to verify.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can give me a contested hearing date.
And Judge, sooner rather than later, I don't think it's gonna take time to.
Oh.
figure out what part of it.
All right, so Norma, you all want to come back next week?
Yes, ma'am, that works for me.
I am on vacation until Friday the 2nd, so I'm more than happy to be here. That would be as soon as possible for me.
All right, so you're out after today?
I'll be here tomorrow.
No.
Okay.
Uh,
You said just next Monday
no,
through
see,
Thursday.
you're out to, when do you leave?
It would be Monday. I'm out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next week.
All right, so you want to come back Thursday, August 1st?
Sure.
All right, Norma, we'll recall this for August 1st. We'll have you brought back on August 1st. All right. Thank you.
Can you give me your name?
Sure. Andrew Freilich. It's F is in Frank, R E L I C.
You said August first.
Judge?
Yes.
On Ms. Alcocer, before she leaves, can we get a bond set?
All right, have you filed a motion? Because they,
But
all right.
that's what we will. Yes, ma'am.
All right, once you file it, we'll take it up.
Thank you, Your
If
Honor.
you can go file it quickly, then I'll take it up.
I'll do that right now.
I'll be here all day.
I-King?
Your Honor.
Yes.
I apologize for interrupting, but may I approve?
Yes.
Didn't realize you were going to get into another case so quick on your own.
No problem.
Judge, this prosecutor just cut me in line.
And I'm okay with that.
Welcome to replay, to retake your place. if
All
you
right.
can.
This case, which court is it out of?
13,
All right.
not Judge Hubb,
Okay.
Judge Speedland Gonzalez.
Okay.
I read your email, Your Honor.
All right, well, I don't know if you may want to take that to her as well.
Fair enough, Your Honor.
Okay. All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, Judge, you want me to walk it down to her?
Mhm. All right, I'm sorry. Let me find your case.
Of course, Judge.
Thank you. After I-King, it's going to be Jordan Davis. Then it will be Elena Barrera, Roy Valdez, Sarah Rodriguez. And whenever you all are ready on Jordan Estrada, let me know. All right, so we're court is calling 2024 CR 0071138, State of Texas versus I-King Scott. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Back down for the stage.
defense?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Mr. I-King Scott.
All right, and you're Mr. I-King Scott?
Yeah.
All right, this came back because you informed the court that you were only entering a plea because you cannot bond out of jail. I don't want anyone to enter into pleas because they can't bond out. My understanding is there were some, I believe you feel as though it's exculpatory, Mr. King, Mr. I-King Scott. So is the complainant here?
No, I don't believe so. State, do you believe? No, Judge. And I did have a more in-depth conversation with my clients regarding some of the evidence that the state has, things of that nature. In light of that, and because of that, Judge, he wants to go ahead and proceed with today's proceedings.
All right, Mr. Scott, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
I-King Scott.
All right, Mr. Scott, do you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes,
Do you understand if you want a bond reduction, that your attorney could file a motion for a bond reduction, the court would hear it and make a determination of whether your bond should be reduced or not?
yes,
And knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with this plea?
I still wish to proceed.
All right, as previously stated, the court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, with the certain caveat, if I can make a request.
Yes.
I know that TAP may be ordered with him in custody as a condition of his probation, judge. And I know that the honorable court and the judge has the offense report and has some history as regards to Mr. Scott. There's been nothing indicative of him using any drugs. I asked him about any drug usage in the past. He's denied all drug usage. For this reasons, if the court upon sentencing is going to consider a TAP evaluation out of abundance of caution, we ask that that be done out of custody, Judge. I think there are some people that really need the TAP evaluation. There's nothing indicating that he is in absolute need of that now, Judge. And I don't want to take away from someone more deserving of a TAP and getting help that actually needs it. And it's been indicative of them needing help. Mr. Scott has denied all use. And in sentencing, if the judge wants to word on that or wants some more information on that, I'm sure he'd be glad to present that. But I just wanted to note that for the court in advance of sentence.
All right, state, and reviewing the police report and the stipulations, I don't see anything in the police report or stipulations to suggest that alcohol or drugs were involved. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. King, have you ever used any type of narcotics?
No,
Marijuana?
yes, in the past.
Okay. Alcohol?
I haven't drunk in 8 years.
All right, why not?
I just quit.
Why did you quit? Was it causing issues?
No, I just stopped.
All right, do you have any family here in San Antonio?
I have a daughter.
And what is her age?
She's 21.
All right, if you're released, do you have a place to stay?
Yes,
Where? And when I say where, I should say, who would you be staying with?
with myself.
All right,
I have my own apartment.
all right. And that apartment is still available?
Yes,
All right, anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
All right, the court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 3 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Proof of employment. Within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Lauren Briones. The BIPP course. How far did you go in school?
some college. I have a degree in business administration. I'm certified as a massage therapist. I do construction work, so I have some
So when was
license.
the last time you've been a massage therapist?
So I've been here eight years ago.
Okay.
That's about the same time.
So when's the last time you had full-time employment?
I've always been employed. I stay out here. I take care of myself, so I'm always employed.
Okay.
I have a job. As soon as I leave out, I just call my boss and I'm working back.
All right.
Construction.
All right, I'll do 100 hours of community service restitution. You can pay that off if you like. It'll be at $7.25 per hour. I always suggest the San Antonio Food Bank because they usually have a shortage. So if you want to do that, you can.
Okay.
And I'm going to order $50 to the Family Violence Center. And I can only order $50. But I tell you what, if you do not want to pay the $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank, if you donate another $50 to the Family Violence Center, I'll deem your community service hours satisfied. So that's completely up to you. Legally, I'm only able to order what I've ordered, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where do I-
There's gonna be field visits one time per month for 3 months. Then at probation's discretion. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, I just wanna, where do I show my proof of employment at?
Oh, probation is gonna go over conditions with you,
Okay.
and they'll let you know where you need to be.
Okay.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes,
Did you sign it?
yes,
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes.
All right, we can go off your record. Here's the thing, Mr. Scott. Whatever brought you to the place that brought you to this court and caused you to be here, you need to start looking internally and change. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be back before me on a motion to review. You understand?
Yes.
It's probably best that you not involve yourself in any other relationships until you work on you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let your probation officer know. They're telling me, your counselors told me that you don't have an alcohol or drug issue, which we do have limited resources. So I don't want to take up an officer's time to do a tap if that's the case. However, if you see yourself getting ready to use, pick up the phone, call your probation officer and let them know. And they're going to try to help you. You understand?
Yes,
But if you don't let them know, can't help you.
I understand.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Happy Friday's Eve, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Jordan Davis. Okay. All right. So where are we on this case?
We did receive an offer today on the case, and I need time to confer with my client to review that.
All right. How old are you, sir?
25.
25?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can set this for a plea deadline date, the 3rd week in August, please.
Your Honor, I will be here on the August 26th as on another case. Is it possible to get that date?
That is too far out.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I was just trying to.
No,
double
no
that.
problem. No, I understand.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. What date?
I can do August 19th.
We can do August 19th, or either we can do it sooner.
It is, yeah, I just need to come in probably the week before. Are Fridays available or no?
No, because usually
Then
we're at
the
trial.
15th, August 15th.
August 15th.
Please.
Ms. Ferguson, if you could move it to August 15th.
Yes.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And counsel, if you could sign the acknowledgement of discovery, state on Jordan Davis. If you could fill out the acknowledgement of discovery. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Have a seat. I'll get the reset for you.
Yes. And what page is he on?
He's on page 10 at the bottom.
All right, thank you. All right, Elena Barrera. Vashon, this is an application. All right, Ms. Barrera. Yes. We can't do crop tops in court, you understand? So next time when you appear in court before another judge, if you do, hopefully that won't be the case, unless you're coming to ask for early termination, make sure your top is longer, okay? Okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 0071116, State of Texas versus Elena Barrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense?
Doug Campbell for Ms. Barrera.
Are you Ms. Barrera? Yes. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Barrera, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Barrera, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Any objections to the court changing that?
No, Judge.
There's a $500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, and the DOEP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
State, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client really wants to get this behind her, and she hopes that the court follows the agreement we have with the state.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
I have 4 children. 3 of them don't live at home, but one's 12. It's 13 and 26.
All right, and who does 12-year-old live with?
With me and my husband.
Since when?
Since birth.
All right, so what are you doing with cocaine on you?
I have no memory how any of that transpired. I hadn't been in any kind of trouble. I went to go and meet up with a friend, and I had 1 drink. I remember having 2 or 3 sips out of it, and I don't remember anything else. And I woke up and then came back and I was in jail. So I have no idea.
All right, so have you ever used cocaine before?
When I was 20 or 19, something like this, one time.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So here's the thing, you're gonna be drug tested today.
Okay.
And what are the results gonna be? And here's the thing, just be honest with me. I'm inclined to grant your application. I'm trying to figure out what services you need, so you won't end up doing 2 years at the state jail facility, potentially. So when you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be? And you're gonna get drug tested today.
It's probably gonna be marijuana and alcohol. And I don't think it was a coke, but
So marijuana, alcohol, potentially cocaine.
yeah, because it was around the house. And that's why my husband, we're moving, so we're moving to get away from the people that have the
No,
stuff.
no, no, why is cocaine around your house?
Like, we're moving, like, it's not my, okay, I'm sorry, it's not my.
No, why is cocaine around your house?
Judge, I think she was saying she's moving, and the people that she lives with have the cocaine. That's why they're moving.
So, but why would she be positive for cocaine unless she's on the manufacturing line, potentially? I don't understand why she would test positive for cocaine.
I just thought that people said that it comes out of people's pores, and if you touch something, then you get it too. That's what I heard on.
So have you been touching people?
Just like, we live in the same place. I was just thinking it meant,
Are you trying to say that you might have a contact?
yeah, something that's because I've been around it.
All right, so it is 10:16 a.m. Why would you be positive for alcohol? It's morning time.
So I drank yesterday.
All right, and then the marijuana? Why would you be positive for marijuana?
Because I lasted in your system for like 3 weeks, right? 3 months or something. I don't
So you have a 12-year-old and you're using marijuana. You're around people who have alcohol, who have cocaine just laying around an apartment. I don't understand why you have a 12-year-old living in that situation.
That's why we're moving. I mean, like, I'm disabled. I want to get a disability check, so like, and he got a better job, so now we are able to get our own place away from all this other stuff, so that we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Okay, at the end of the day, honestly, and I will tell you, your attorney has done child protective services cases. I don't understand why child protective services is not involved in your life when you're at Circle K and the officer is called out because they say you're causing a disturbance at Circle K and you had a previous criminal trespass there. And that officer tells you, you know what? Let me know where you need a ride. I'll give you a ride to that location so there won't be any problems. And you said, nope, I'm not taking a ride with you. And so he's getting ready to leave and you go right back to Circle K causing issues. And this is not the first time you had a criminal trespass with the Circle K.
Actually, it is, but I know.
No, it's not. According to the report. All right. I don't know why Child Protective Services is not involved in her life. Child Protective Services should be involved in her life because marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, 12-year-old around marijuana, alcohol, cocaine does not mix. So I'm going to do what I can do to protect the child and hopefully set conditions for her where she will be successful. And I'm going to give you these conditions. And if you miss any of these appointments, a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. Do you understand? Are you employed?
No,
How do you support yourself?
I get disability
Disability for what?
for bipolar disorder.
All right. Okay. It's ADHD and bipolar. That's what people always get disability for. So how long have you been diagnosed with bipolar?
Since I was 25.
Okay. And has your 12-year-old been diagnosed with anything?
I mean, he's got ADHD, but we don't, they say.
And is she getting SSI for her ADHD?
No.
Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's going to be proof of employment or SSI within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow all recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, she'll go into inpatient treatment. There's going to be 180 sober meetings in 180 days. Probation, sorry, I'm going to need you to do Child Protective Services job or help them with their job. I'm going to ask for field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation is you can let them know. She says there's a 12-year-old at the home, and to make sure they check on the 12-year-old. Probation, is there anything else she needs? All right, thank you. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person and the UA hotline until further notice. And there's to be no contact with Circle K. Let's see where this is located. At 5494 Babcock Road. 78240. Probation, is there anything else? Okay. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Oh, see this.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Probation, if you can make sure that she gets a UA no later than tomorrow. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, you need to let probation know. Do not come at them with this "I don't remember" thing. If you're going to use, pick up the phone, call probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I think you should know that a 12-year-old should not be living in the situation that you have that 12-year-old living in. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, who is here on Roy Vidales?
Ironically, I am Judge. They needed, the previous forms have been destroyed because it was a rejection. Then it was actually filed, so they needed a motion to dismiss. So it's the exact same thing. They just needed the different form, Judge.
No. This is for County Court 13. Yes, so you have to take it to 13.
But it's okay. But that's the same case that we, so wait, so then I'm just making sure, don't think, because that's, you remember you just signed the one for 13?
No, I didn't.
Be a dismissal in there. That's the other one that you're,
State,
because he's getting ready to go to,
do you have the dismissal on
Valdez.
Valdez for the possession with intent?
just handed that.
Possession with intent 4 to 200 grams?
Boy, the 4 to 200 gram, we already pled.
All right, let me see.
Yeah. I think that one would have been played back in June.
Ah, that is true. Okay, all right, thank you. I don't know why it was on the docket today. Okay.
The compliance hearing to see that.
Yeah, so I think it's, I basically had to do the work for whoever's, let me be quiet.
All right, where's Roy Vidalis?
He's in custody, Judge. I don't know.
All right, so there's a compliance hearing?
Judge, so this is the case we had on Tuesday where there were some outstanding cases to where he needs to go to status, but we need to figure out what was going on with those outstanding cases. So since they're taken care of now, I'll have them brought out, he'll sign the paperwork and we can put them on the list.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
May I be
Thank you.
excused, Your Honor?
Yes, and you may be excused. Thank you.
Your Honor.
That cleared that up. Why is everything so confusing on Friday Eve? It should be simple. Sarah Rodriguez. Sarah Elizabeth Rodriguez.
You're on that, Judge.
All right, you want to set a bun?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what we're asking for.
Okay. All right, where's the you're on this side, counsel. Okay. Just let me know which case it is. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 10123, State of Texas versus Sarah Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Leo Gonzalez for Sarah Rodriguez.
And are you Sarah Rodriguez?
Yes.
All right, this is a request for a bond and Jason Garhan.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, for the state.
Yes.
All right, is there a proposed agreement?
No, Your Honor, sorry, different attorney.
Correct.
I'm sorry, it's 2000.
All right, everyone. Y'all need to whisper. We're on the record.
Sorry, Judge, I didn't realize that was this case, but I think the previous bond was at 5,000. She has a new alleged number 1 of her NTR, so the state would be recommending a $10,000 bond on this NTR.
All right, and what is the alleged number 1?
It's a DWI, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, and defense?
And Your Honor, she's made a bond on that case. It was set at $1,000. She made the bond. That is the only allegation on this MTR. She has been on probation for a year already. So we're asking if the court would consider setting the bond at 1,000. That's what her family can currently make. We do understand that it's a new violation. However, we don't have any information on the specifics of that case.
All right, and the original bond in this case was set at what?
5,000.
5,000. All right. I'll set the bond at $5,000. And I'm going to order 120 sober meetings and 120 days as a condition of bond. And Norma, on this case, can you give me a contested date, please?
I can do August 12th.
All right, your contested hearing will be August 12th. All right, thank you.
Your Honor.
Sarah, you're welcome.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Just one moment. Yes.
I was gonna tell you, I just filed a 66-page brief on that Vernon Dixon murder case.
66 pages.
66 page.
Oh, wow. Is that a record?
Well, it pushes the limits. So you're only allowed 15,000 words.
So I think
See?
this one had just under
Let me
fifteen
just tell you,
thousand.
I never liked the word limit because I think if it needs to be said, it needs to be said, and you're dealing with somebody's life, right?
Right.
So if I want to say it in 40,000 words, let me say it in 40,000 words.
This one's pending in front of the 13th court down in Corpus. It's transferred out of the 4th court, just so.
Okay. All right, Umberto Casares. Last case, what page is that on? The last case, page 15. Yes, and what date did we give it?
August 12th.
All right, thank you. Got it. All right,
Morning, Judge.
good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. Oh, so counsel, did you introduce yourself to the court reporter?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Oh, today, right now? I'm sorry, Jerry Valdez, at the gym, at the interpreter.
Yeah, no. All right, so today is the plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge, the state just tendered some recordings from the jail judge. We have an offer from the state that we probably gonna accept it, but I just want to, it's gonna be the one for recommendation for probation or not
Well,
recommendation.
I mean,
That's
just,
fine.
yeah.
I just need to review this audio recordings, Judge. I just need a couple of days on this.
All right. And has he already spoken to an immigration attorney or are you acting in that position?
Excuse me?
Has he already spoken to an immigration attorney?
I believe he had one, Judge. I don't know if he's still dealing with one or not.
All right. Has the immigration attorney given him advice on what a plea in this case would mean for his immigration status?
No, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Casares, do you have an immigration attorney?
No.
All right. And are you going to act as his immigration attorney or no?
I can, Judge. I do deal in immigration matters, so I can do it.
All right. So, how much time are you asking for, counsel?
Just a couple of days, Judge, or a week. That's it. I just need to review these recordings.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you call this back for a disposition the first week in August?
I can do, August 6th.
All right, we'll be back on August 6th.
That's fine.
That will be your plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Judge, my fat stubby fingers here is like,
Oh, no, take your time.
all right. Thank you, Judge. You be excused?
Yes.
you.
Jordan Estrada. Hello, Mr. Estrada. Maria, this is Ted Wood. You're on this side.
Thanks, Judge. Appreciate it.
Wood. All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, the 90 days is run. He's still not been indicted.
Okay.
I'm asking for a personal bond in the amount of $100.
All right, so counsel, have you filed a motion?
Judge, I have a copy right here. It's
Okay.
printed on both sides. I'm happy to give
No,
it to
no,
you.
that's fine. Let me see if I can find it here. Just one second. Who is the state on Jordan Estrada?
So,
No, Judge, but I will be.
All right. Have you talked to Mr. Garahan?
no, Judge, I have not.
All right, so he says it's been 90 days and his client still hasn't been indicted. All right, court is calling night mag number 738855, State of Texas versus Jordan Edward Estrada. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett.
Defense,
Ted Wood representing Mr. Estrada.
are you Mr. Estrada?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense has filed a motion requesting a PR bond. And actually, counsel, it's a bond he can make. So you want to call your client as for testimony with regards to the amount that he can make?
Well, Judge, I requested a personal bond. And right now, Mr. Estrada's homeless.
All right, if you want to call him as
Sure,
a witness for those
Sure, Judge.
limited
No problem.
purposes.
No
Can
problem.
you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jordan Edward Estrada.
All right, defense.
Oh, yes. Do you have a home right now, Mr. Estrada?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Do you have a job right now?
Currently when I get back out there,
What kind of job do you have?
just busting tables, working at a steakhouse.
Do you have a steakhouse where you have regular employment?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make?
I can make 300, 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you, sir. No more questions, Judge. Thank you.
All right, any follow-up questions?
Judge, I'm sorry, what was the charge?
It is possession, 1 gram to 4 grams.
Okay. Well, I would just like to know his previous history.
Okay.
Can I step back and?
Yes.
Look that up? Okay.
So while the state is doing that, I have a few questions for you. Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
Psychosis,
Okay.
ADHD.
Do you have any family here?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's here for support?
We call it, my grandfather, my sister, my tia.
And where is your mom and dad?
My mom, CPS. I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just give me one moment.
Judge, just for the court's edification, on the first page of the motion, I mistyped and put 50,000. It was 5,000.
All right.
It's operator error, Judge, is all it is. I'm not trying to pull one over on the court.
All right. All right, so where we left off, you were saying that you have your grandfather, your sister, and your tia,
Yes, ma'am. My aunt.
and do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you ever been placed on any type of medication for mental health issues?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you remember the medications?
Close to the ones I'm getting here in the county, close to, yeah. I have records at the state hospital. Yes.
Okay. And how long were you at the state hospital?
Like I said, I was there 5 months ago when I was out. I was in state hospital 5 months ago.
All right, and do you have any history of drug use? I see that this case is possession, 1 to 4 grams. I'm gonna accept that as true, but I'm trying to figure out what conditions to set as a bond for you. So have you ever used any type of narcotics?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what would that be?
Marijuana,
Okay,
tobacco,
I'm sorry, tobacco,
Yeah.
what else?
cocaine, meth. That's it.
Okay. Any questions, state?
Yes, just a couple, you know, sir, Mr. Estrada, you did actually, you received a PR bond on this case previously, back in, it looks like you were released back on November 22nd, 2023 on a PR bond. Is that correct? Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And then what happened was that you had 3 different violations for non-reporting, and then a warrant was issued, and your bond was increased to 5,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so at this current time, you're saying you can't make the $5,000 bonds?
No, sir. I was at that time, during that time, I had lost that paper, but you know, you get out downstairs. I lost that paper, and I had to call that number. I had lost it, and during that time when I got out, I had went straight to the state hospital.
All right, thank you, sir. No further questions, Joe.
And in your honor, during that time, when I was at the state hospital, you know how they screen you?
Yes.
Like police officer, for like, you know what I mean, a sheriff or whatever like that can, you know what I mean, if I was under any, you know what I mean, warrant, you know what I mean, I would have got picked up from over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but during that 5 months, you know what I mean, nothing happened, and I got released from the state hospital. And I was at the park, you know what I mean, a park ranger wanted to, you know what I mean, see if I had any warrants, and I had, yeah, I didn't have nothing on me, but he said I had a warrant for that charge.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Judge, depending on the actual factual disposition of this case, when the time comes, if and when indictment is returned, I'll be counseling Mr. Estrada to seek a referral to the dual diagnosis docket. I think he's an excellent candidate.
Okay. All right, state.
The state's not opposed to reducing the bond, Your Honor, to the original amount of 3,000.
Okay.
Judge, he can't make 3,000. I'm asking for a personal bond and for the fees to be waived.
All right. This is what the court will do. The court will set your bond at $3,000, grant your PR bond, waive fees.
Thank you, Judge.
There's to be a GPS, and that will be through the Bexar County Jail. And that will be partial GPS for employment only. Waive fees. There's going to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. And there will be random UAs, waive fees. And you're going to do sober support meetings. 90 and 90 days. Is there anything else?
Nothing, sir.
does community supervision have a list that they can give him for the meetings? Or does it
They
come
will
from
give it to
somewhere?
him at the jail.
Great, fantastic.
Well, I'm sorry, not necessarily at the jail. The pretrial services officer will give him that.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Estrada, Mr. Estrada, you need to make sure that you stay in contact with your pretrial services officer. Otherwise, another warrant is going to be issued and you're going to be right back here. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And State, do you have any idea when the labs will be ready on this?
Good. It's a PG1. Lab should be had. I think it might be an issue, honestly.
Okay, Odyssey rears its head again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, thank you.
Can I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Take it easy.
He's at the bottom of page 15.
And Mr. Wood, if for some reason your client does not have a place to stay, then let the court know, because then maybe Lifetime Recovery will accept them in their program.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, who's here on Roland Miller?
I am not.
All right, was an offer tendered?
An offer was tendered, Your Honor. Actually, the state is reviewing that offer again. We're looking at providing some mitigation to the state. So we can just get another reset date for a plea deadline.
All right, how old are you, sir?
38.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can reset this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date, please.
Leo Gonzalez.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll be back on August 15th, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Number, what page is he on? All right, thank you. All right, who is here on Patrick Goldberg?
She is on Zoom, Judge.
Oh.
What case do you need to approach on? Sorry.
Yeah, occupation, but he told me.
This is not an occupational license. This is a.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was.
Okay. You're next in line.
All right, Patrick Goldberg. All right, could I have the state, please?
Andrew Harris, Settlement.
Go ahead.
And Mr. Goldberg, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 11061, State of Texas versus Patrick Goldberg. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Settlement.
Defense.
Marissa Giovanco for Mr. Goldberg.
All right, so excuse me. If you all cannot talk behind the court reporter, if you all will move it to that end. And everyone else, if you all would find a seat and have a seat. All right, and are you Mr. Goldberg?
Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. Sorry.
All right, we are here today for a motion for an oral motion for new trial Any objections, state to the defense's request for a new trial?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Goldberg, where are you currently?
I am Grand Haven, Michigan.
Any objections state to the defense attorney and Mr. Goldberg appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So it's the court's understanding, defense, that you all have reached a plea bargain agreement with the state?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. And Mr. Goldberg, have you previously reviewed all documents with your attorney, and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understood that you had a right for a jury trial, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you still wish to go forward with the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what is going to be your plea? Is it still going to be no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. As previously stated, the court is finding that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt. The court will sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution of $3,506.81 to Tamayo Goldberg. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. A transfer to Ottawa County, Michigan. 80 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be no contact with Tanya Goldberg. There's to be field visits 1 time per month for 2 months, if Michigan is able to do those visits. There's going to be a finance class. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Judge.
Mr. Goldberg, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Again, we're off the record. If there's anything that you need from probation, please let them know. If you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
I do. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Probation, do you need to speak with Mr. Goldberg?
No, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Then you all are excused.
And Judge, briefly, I know we have Avery Anderson on your docket as well. I am in Kerrville. I will be there as soon as I can, unless we can get a reset because we just got hired.
All right. We'll wait for you.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you in a
All right, thank
bit.
you.
And Patrick, we'll give you a call.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
And Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes.
Obliged.
Who is here on Israel Mancata?
George Schaefer, Your Honor. I don't think we've had any contact with him this morning yet.
All right.
saw
thank
him
you.
somewhere.
All right. Who's here on Carlos Edward Ruiz? Who is here on Ryan Roman Valdez?
Here, Judge.
All right. And where's Mr. Valdez? Are you all ready to proceed?
No, Your Honor, the state went to go get their file.
Okay.
It's good. It's a recall from Roland Miller, so we're bringing it down.
All right, thank you. Matthew Rendon?
Yes, sir.
All right, today is plea deadline date. Where are we?
We have a plea offer. We're not going to accept it.
Okay, all right. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
This one might last a little bit longer, Your Honor, three days.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, jury trial date, criminal trial division, 3 days. Sure.
And just
And
for the
state if
court's
you'll-
info, Judge, we have a motion several on file. There's multiple defendants in the case.
Three further things, yes.
Okay.
Is that the one? The three further?
All right, well, then what you all need to do is you all set it for a hearing. If the state wants to try them together, then the court will hear it. And if I could have an acknowledgement of discovery signed, please.
Okay.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. And I like the color combination you have.
Just a little bit of everything, Judge.
All right, did your wife put it together?
No, she was asleep.
Tell her I miss her.
I can do, October first.
All right, we'll come back October 1st for jury trial. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused, and once you sign the acknowledgement of discovery, you're
If the
excused.
state agrees to the severance, Judge, can I present an order to that effect? I'm not sure what the position.
You mean if they agree to severance?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
If not, then we need to hear it before
Okay.
October 1st.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's here on Roberson?
Here.
Counsel, what's your name? Introduce yourself to the court reporter, please.
George Sharman on behalf of Mr. Roberson. If I may, Judge, I previously
Oh,
approached
just
you
one
on
second.
this.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Norma, do you have any emails on Roberson, please? I'm looking for the update from Ms. Paulison.
Oh, let me.
And it's on Roberson.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you find that, if you'll forward it to me. All right, we're gonna go on the record. This is a case where defense is asking for an occupational license.
We already have it.
You already have the
We're
occupation?
trying to amend it because they put the wrong number of days. It's
Ah.
45 days, which it's not possible to get an occupational license in 45 days.
Okay. So this is what you put it in your motion, that it was only for that time, amount of time?
Right, and we needed to enlarge the number of days for the occupational license, and you told me to go get a copy of the record.
Yes. And I see in
so-
here the signature by Judge Hur.
And I don't know if you have this. This is part of that record, I'm sorry.
All right. And State, have you had a chance to review? All right, thank you.
And then here is this goes. What happened was for some reason, they put 45 days for the length of the occupation. The people are down on the second floor or third floor.
All right, thank you.
I had a chance to review that.
Okay. And do you have any objection to the amendment?
No.
What she's talking about.
All right, is there anything else? Anything else, counsel?
That's all I have. I mean, on another matter, and I don't know exactly how to handle this, that I have a case in here on Monday, and I have a felony in another county on that. If I could pass this for 2 more days, and I don't know how
And
to
let me ask
approach
you
you
this.
on that.
Here's my question. The county that you're going to, what county would that be?
It's Comal County.
All right, and is that a jury trial date?
It's not a jury trial date.
And I always tell people Bear County starts with a B, so. So people should come here first. I don't know. Why is it that people think other counties are more important than the
It's
one?
not me that thinks they're more, they think they're more important.
Well, tell
Judge.
them Stephanie Boyd says that you'll have to be here, and tell them their county name starts with a C. This one starts with a B. So it's easy for us to go alphabetically.
All right,
So
Judge.
let them know you'll be here. And if they want to call me, they can.
I'll tell them that.
Thank you.
Judge.
Yeah, tell them that. I mean, pick up the phone, tell them you'll be here first, and then you can go there.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
All right. Have a seat.
Oh,
It wasn't just here for the occupation.
okay, Mr. Roberson, come back, please. So where are we on discovery, counsel?
I need an order for the laboratory documents, and it should be an agreed order. I don't know if you want me to file a motion and an order and have the state agree to it, or if you have a standard order that you use.
Mr. Gerhan, do you have a standing order for discovery?
Of laboratory records.
I'm sure that one of my
Okay.
councils will, Judge.
All right, so he said that he can either file one, have you review it, and if you have no objections, then I'll sign it.
Oh, yeah, Judge.
All right, so,
We have a standard one.
all right, thank you. So we're gonna come back. Norma, recall this for 1 month, please.
Yes, sir.
So, okay.
August 22nd.
All right, we're gonna be back on August 22nd, and that'll be to make sure that everyone has all discovery.
Okay. So in the meantime, I should get an order signed.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I do that?
Oh, talk to the state.
And then present it to you? Do I have to get on the docket to present it to you?
Mm-mm. No,
All right. Very good.
all right, thank you.
Can have him sign it and put his email on it.
What page is he on, Miss Ferguson?
On the first page.
Thank you.
You said you want his email on this?
Yes, I need his email address.
We have just a standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have the other one. We usually have one.
John Martinez. And probation, this is an application.
Can y'all take it down that way, sir, so he can sign it?
Is this yours? You want me to give you?
Yeah, I need it back, but if you can
morning,
move
Judge.
it, it's okay.
Good morning.
Y'all can sign it over there. Did you put your email address?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Who is the prosecutor on this case?
It's me, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 4455, State of Texas versus John Anthony Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Leah Alon with the Law Office of Gary Barton for defense.
All right. And would you spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yes, Your Honor. ALLON.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Discovery? I'm sorry. Everyone, if y'all could make sure you keep your voice to a whisper. Counsel, did you review the discovery with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat, misdemeanor class A.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions?
No.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand? You're gonna have to make sure you speak up so that the court reporter can hear and so that I can hear.
Sorry about that.
All right, I don't know, is everybody whispering today?
Yes.
I mean, in the gallery, people are talking too loud, but then people before me are whispering. Maybe it's my allergies, but
I'm sorry.
All right, I know you have some bass in your voice. It's not all treble, so speak up, okay? All right. Although there was a rapper who said, bang the bass, turn up the treble, but we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna bring out the bass. All right, did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat of family household as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is anywhere up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat family household. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. They're recommending community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be no harmful or injurious contact with Shania, Shania, Nicole Hernandez. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense of terroristic threat, family, or household, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers states 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
And state, have you had contact with the complainant?
Your Honor, this is the complainant that came into the courtroom, noting her lack of cooperative for the DA's office.
All right. All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we respectfully ask the court to follow the plea agreement in this case, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say, state?
No, Your Honor, just that we had previously mentioned the complainant's lack of cooperativeness with the district attorney's office in the matter.
All right. So if you're drug tested today and you're gonna get drug tested today, what are the results gonna be?
Just weed, ma'am. I smoked 3 days ago at my job.
I'm sorry, what?
I smoked 3 days ago at my job.
You smoke what?
No, weed.
Okay, you smoke weed and then you said something about your job.
Oh, just at my job. They're after hours. While I was there.
What job is this where people are smoking weed at their jobs?
Well, I'm a professional detailer and I do paint correction. So after hours, I
So-
stay after work and I do cars. if I
And
have to.
everybody just kick back and start
Everyone's
smoking
free to
weed?
leave. No,
Okay. All right. So how old are you?
23 now.
You're 23 and you have a 1-year-old and you're smoking weed at your job, kicking back. And I see that this entire argument started over the fact that you and the person you're in a relationship with are having financial difficulties because you lost your job. Either you quit or you lost your job or were laid off.
Straight off.
You were laid off. Laid off from where?
The post office.
I'm sorry, what?
The post office.
Oh, you're laid off from the post office. Usually that doesn't happen. Why are you laid off from the post office?
Left my door unlocked.
I'm sorry, what?
I left my door unlocked to my vehicle. And I wasn't, my steward really couldn't help me much.
Okay, I cannot understand a
I
word
said
you're
that
saying.
I was laid off my post office job because I left the door unlocked to the vehicle. That was pretty much it.
Why would you do that?
I just did. I left it unlocked. It wasn't open. I just left it unlocked.
Well, then they probably not laying you off. That's probably a consequence of leaving your door unlocked. So you can't go back?
I was in my 90 days. So, right, 85 days, I left the door open. They just let me go.
You know, usually once you have a post office job, it is hard to lose that job. Why would you leave the door unlocked?
It was just doing my route. It just it was just one of those hot days during the summer.
Well, how did they find out your door was unlocked?
I had actually had one of my supervisors following me and just to like watch and see how I do. And I did good, but I left it unlocked.
Did you beg your supervisor, please?
I did, but it really wasn't just enough.
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
I actually want to go to the military and maybe after that go to engineering school so I can be a tuner for cars.
Well, you can't be smoking weed and going in the military.
Just the stuff that I'm going through right now, just kind of.
So what are you going through?
Just, not having my son with me. I work 7 days a week. I work at the car wash on the weekends and I do a detailing and food correction during the week. So I'm just always working and when I can, well, during the weekends, I pick up my son. During the week, I pick my son up. So always have my son if I have.
So is your mom involved in your
Yes, ma'am.
life? All right, because your relationship with Shania Nicole Hernandez, for now, that relationship is going to be over.
Yes, it is.
So you will need to have some third party.
Yes, my mom, third parties pick us for us.
All right, yeah, that's not a good relationship for either of you, and I don't think. I'm so sorry. It's concerning my mom. Just give me a second. I'm sorry about that. As you know, when your mom calls, you gotta answer it just. And I can't say, oh, I didn't see your call. All right. So you realize that I'm not gonna allow you to have contact with her, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If something changes and you want to have contact with her, I usually don't allow that until you've at least started your anger management classes.
As
Okay.
long as I have my son, I mean, me and her really don't need to have a relationship.
Okay. Well, let me explain something to you about drop off and pickups, and your attorney will tell you this. When I was a defense attorney, you know what the problem, and when I was a prosecutor, you know what the problem was? People, when they're doing child exchanges, guess what they always want to do? They want to bring the new girlfriend or either the new boyfriend. And when you do that, you know what ends up happening? It's chaos. I guarantee you, there is going to be some kind of physical altercation. So once you successfully completed this probation, if you all start to do exchanges, don't be bringing your new girlfriend to do a child exchange with you because it's not her business. And hopefully Miss Hernandez won't be bringing her new boyfriend to do a child exchange, because I guarantee you at some point in time, each of you are going to have partners in your life. You understand? All right. Is there anything else from either side? Any questions?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. If you complete everything successfully, you can come back and ask that he be terminated early. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Shania Nicole Hernandez. There's going to be 80 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete parenting, that will be deemed satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Anger management. Field visits. 1 time per month. For 3 months. And then at probation's discretion. There is to be, do regular random UAs, test for levels. Those levels need to start coming down, you understand?
That's fine.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go on to record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. You understand? And you should try to see if you can get that job back at the post office.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing hurts a failure but a try. Okay? Thank you. All right, just have a seat. You're welcome. Just have a seat and probation will go over conditions. Norma, what page is he on? All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Richard Campos? And where's Mr. Campos?
He's coming to.
Come forward. And Mr. Martinez, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Mr. Attorney, what are your names?
Right, is Brian Oriel, Oriel.
All right. Today's plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge, we were tendered a new plea offer today. And I believe my conversations with the state, they were going to be reaching back out possibly to the victim in this case as well.
Okay.
They were not
Okay, is everybody whispering or it's just me? People, do not whisper for dramatic effect because it falls flat because I can't hear you. Maybe it's my allergy ear.
It's me, Judge. I'm always told by the reporters I'm too loud, so I just
No,
get the
get
habit
loud
of
in here.
coming
We're
up.
fine with
It's a
that.
habit of coming up here and I'm trying to tone it down. So we do have a new offer. I've talked with the state. I was going to ask the court for a short plea deadline.
Mhm.
With the new offer, I do not think the state is opposed to that.
No, Judge.
Okay.
So that's what I'd be asking for the court to see if we can get this resolved by that date.
All right, sir, how old are you?
I'm 31.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you bring this back August 1st for a plea deadline date? All right, you're going to come back on August 1st for your plea deadline date. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused, and state if you could get an acknowledgement of discovery in that case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for addressing appropriately for
Yes,
court.
sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thanks for speaking up. I can't hear today.
Absolutely.
All right, who's here on Jacob Villalobos? All right, Mr. Villalobos, come down. All right, where are we on this case?
Judge,
The state has made an offer on this case.
we just received the first offer today, Judge. My client would just like a reset to have some time to consult with his family and think about the offer.
All right, how old are you, sir?
38.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can bring this back for August 1st for a plea deadline date. What's tattooed on your eyes? I think you told me before.
No, man, it's my first time in front of you.
All right, what's tattooed on your eyelids?
No life.
Oh, don't do that.
It was somebody who I used
Okay,
growing up. It was a rough ride.
okay. All right, well, don't, put negative things on your body, okay?
Reminds me where I came from.
Okay. All right, good luck, okay?
Judge, I have a conflict on the first. We come back on the 8th. I should be in a CPS trial. That's probably gonna last all morning.
All right, when does your CPS trial start?
9 a.m.
Oh, on the 1st?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for July 30th. It is Jacob Villalobos. All right, so that will be, we'll see you back on the 30th for your plea deadline date. All right, thank you.
Mr. Attorney, what is your name? Lopez. Ray Lopez.
Ray Lopez.
All right, who's here on Jose Tamayo?
I'm here, Judge. We're ready.
All right, if you'll come down. Mr. McKay, are you feeling okay?
Yes, I am, Judge.
Okay.
I have a lot of tests scheduled though.
Yeah, it's always very unexpected and you're just like, well, I'm glad you immediately took care of that. As my friend Box always would tell me, well, you remember Box, Brantley Box Hill?
Yeah.
He's like, Stephanie, you got to take care of yourself. And I don't think people realize the stress that attorneys are under, especially on the criminal side. They think it's, and it's not. It's a very stressful job.
I agree.
All right, court is calling 2019 CR 13785, State of Texas versus Jose Tamayo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Callie Jackson.
Defense.
Mark McKay.
And are you Mr. Tamayo?
Yes, ma'am.
LaShawn, there are no applications.
Thank
No.
you.
Counsel, did you receive all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Tamayo, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tamayo, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did
Yes,
you
sir.
understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is competent now. A question of sanity has come up. However, it's my understanding that's an affirmative defense, and my client does not wish to pursue that at this moment.
All right. Mr. Tamayo, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There are no applications. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. With an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or be designated as primary custodial parent. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you also understand that if the court were to find that there was a deadly weapon involved, the court will enter an affirmative finding of deadly weapon?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Get up for state exhibit 1 with all attachments.
We have no objections to that, Your Honor.
Mr. Tamayo, did you review the document entitled, and state you may be excused?
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Tamayo, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we just asked the court to follow the plea agreement and also recognize the fact that my client's been in custody, whether through a state hospital, sitting back and forth in Bexar County since September 30th of 2019, which is almost 5 years.
All right. The court then will find you guilty. The court is finding an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Jose Tamayo Sanchez and Rebecca Tamayo. And I will request the mental health unit in the therapeutic community. It won't increase the time that you've been in custody, but it will help you if they accept you into the program. So you'll still have to request it. I can't order it. Do you understand? And I'll give him credit for the time that he's been in custody and the time that he's been in the state hospital.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, and the court will note for the record. Defendant has been in custody since September 30th, 2019.
That's my understanding.
All right, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tamayo, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and also because it's a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, we can go off the record. So I understand that you have mental health issues, but you're gonna have to make sure that you stay on your medications. A lot of times, people will go off their medications because they're feeling great or because they have side effects. If you don't let the doctor know that you have side effects with medication, they won't know. So if you tell them, they may be able to give you a different medication or something that can help you. When you're released from prison, if something happens and you're not allowed to find a place to go, if I'm still here, I'll be able to direct you to a place, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you,
counsel.
Judge.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, who's here on Sergio Chavez?
Judge, we're present.
All right.
It's an occupation. Roberson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so on this case, we have two things going on. Of course, we have his case, but then I have a fourth violation report. And I don't know if you all have a chance to review.
Judge, my understanding is that it's in regards to the operating vehicles that are being,
No, it's on this one. I think they have a high BRAC reading.
Okay.
Yes, so he's had the vehicle, but he's been drinking. All right, court is going to go on the record in 2023 CR 7420, State of Texas versus Sergio Chavez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Good morning, Judge. Alfonso Cabañas for defendant Sergio Chavez.
All right, and are you Mr. Chavez?
Yes.
All right, and we have an interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Arlene Abrams, license number 2081.
All right, so there's a fourth violation report. Defense, you've had a chance to review it.
I have, Your Honor.
State, you've had a chance to review it.
Yes, Judge.
All right. How are we going to solve this issue? What is being requested with regards to the violation report?
Your Honor, the state would ask for a bond increase.
Judge, we'd asked the court to keep the bond as is. I talked to my client. He does confess to the violation. But he just asked that the court keep the bond as is, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Chavez, I'm going to grant the motion to increase the bond. This is your fourth violation report. And now the question becomes what I increase it to. The court really believes that he should be remanded without bond because he's on bond for a DWI, driving with a child under 15 while allegedly intoxicated. And he continues to blow into his machine device and he's blowing it's coming back as high BRAC readings. So what amount are you all suggesting or requesting? His current bond is set at 7,500.
Judge, the state would ask for 20,000. That means that this is a danger to the community. He's alleged that he's driving while intoxicated, still driving or attempting to drive after having some alcohol in his system.
Judge, I'd ask the court to, if the court's going to increase his bond amount, just to consider his indigency status. I am court-appointed attorney. I would ask the court to increase it to $10,000, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Chavez? I'm gonna increase your bond to 20,000. You can't use alcohol and attempt to drive. That's what we're here for. And when you have the ignition interlock on your vehicle, it's designed for you not to drink and drive and for it not to start if you have been drinking. What I'm going to do is, as I said, increase the bond to $20,000. I'm going to continue with the ignition interlock. I'm going to add the drug or alcohol testing, and counsel, I'll ask that those fees are waived. And I'm going to order 120 sober meetings in 120 days. All right, then the next issue, where are we on this case?
Judge, really, me and defense had not conferred about the case or about the violation.
Okay. So state, are you prepared to make an offer today?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Chavez, how old are you?
39.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you set this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date? And counsel, are you taking care of the immigration issues or no?
I'm taking care of the Padilla letter, Your Honor. I have requested it from the MAC attorney. My understanding is that my client's wife additionally has started an immigration process
Okay.
Through her own immigration attorney.
Mhm.
So yes, that is being handled, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, August 15th, that will be your plea deadline day.
Yes,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sure. Sure.
Take your signature, Your Honor.
All right, let me take care of that. Yeah.
Maybe excuse.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, who's here on Angela Redwine?
Judge, I'm present.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey, and we scheduled your cases, some of them far off.
Thank you.
If you want them moved up or a different day, just come in and let us know.
I appreciate it, Judge. Thank you. My
Welcome.
client's in the, you want her over here?
Yes. Oh, I'm telling you, you and Ray Martinez could have been standing together. I'm loving the colors.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, and Zach is just coming with the Navy.
Every day, every day.
It looks like your court reporter stepped out.
Oh, do we need something?
No.
Oh, yes.
So I'd had her brought over early so we could begin discussions on, she's got multiple cases. She's got a
Okay.
couple of cases with family violence, a couple of cases with criminal trial. Mr. Dunn and I conferred and he was unaware of the second case actually. And so we're trying to get to the bottom of that one too. What I was going to request, Judge, is if we come back to court the week of the 19th or 26th, just to kind of just keep moving with these cases and try to help work towards a resolution.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. What date?
Monday, the 19th?
Okay.
Sure.
All right, we'll be back on August 19th. Do you have any questions, Ms. Redwine?
No, just, is there any way that I can get my bond reduced?
Once it's set for a bond hearing, we'll take that up. Your counsel will set it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Norma, that'll be listed as a discovery date. And what page is she on? She's, okay. All right, who is here on Carlos Edward Ruiz? Counsel, just give us a moment because we don't have a court reporter. She's taking a short break. Whose phone is? Ah, I like that. I like it. Joshua Montes.
Present, Judge.
All right, come forward. Bashan, I love that. And you know, now everything has stopped. What I have up here is what I have up here. All right, where are we on this case?
Morning, Judge. This morning I spoke with the state. We've got an offer in the file. I think this is our first trial setting. I'd just like a little bit of time to go over it with Mr. Montes, have him review just a few more things before we make our decision on whether or not he's going to accept it. And so I just asked the court if we could get a little bit of time to do that.
All right, Mr. Montes, how old are you?
34.
34. Ms. Ferguson, on Montes, can you set this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date?
August 15th.
All right, we'll be back on August 15th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And attorneys, when you sign the reset form, if you make sure that if your client has an email address, they include it on the reset form.
Yeah, those are been requesting.
All right, thank you.
I'm on it.
Thank you, Judge.
Who is here on Kevin Jones?
I am, Judge. This is not on the docket. Mr. Jones is present.
All right, what are you?
So it's an MTR, Judge. I conferred with probation and the state. I'm asking to set this for a contested hearing. 1, so that we can look at different options. 2, so I can get all the discovery. There's a new number 1. It's a misdemeanor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a contested hearing date on Kevin Jones. All right, we'll come back on August 12th for your contested hearing.
Perfect. Thank you,
All right,
Judge.
thank you.
See you later. We'll talk.
Nora, what page is he on? All right, thank you. Rosa Montoya.
Have a good day, Judge.
Hello, you too, thank you. Tell Melissa I said hi.
Ms. Montoya.
Yes.
Put your phone on me here first. Go to the front, or do you need that?
Morning, Judge Guillermo Lara for the defendant.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, we conferred with the state this morning. They're going to look into some restitution matters, and once they do that, we'll have a better idea of how we can resolve the case, Judge.
All right, state, how long will it take you to look into restitution matters?
Less than 30 days, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall this in 3 weeks, please, for discovery?
August 15th.
All right, August 15th, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. What page, Norma?
You don't put 7.
Thank you.
Can I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you. Let's hear on James Katina. All right, and who's the officer here for? Which case is that?
Is Roland Cata, Your Honor?
Okay, we'll take that up next. All right, where are we on this case?
Good morning, Judge. This is my first indicted setting with him. The state has tendered an offer. I'd like some time to review the offer with him in jail. Additionally, there's also a pending CM case that the prosecutor at this point can't tell if it's a duplicate filing of this indicted case or not, so he's going to look into that. If it's not a duplicate filing, I'm hoping to get a global offer and we can work out everything together.
All right, Miss, how much time do you need?
I'm hoping about 30 days.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Katina?
Judge,
Yes.
I am out of state on that day. I can do the week before or the week after.
All right, Norma, the week before, please.
August 15th.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll see you back on August 15th.
August 15th.
You guys are-
No, that's, you can put it as discovery.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't-
All right, are you all ready on Israel? Monata? Who's the defense attorney?
George
Mr.
Schaefer.
Schaefer was here earlier, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, do you-
Christopher?
I'm moving through.
Okay.
All right, who is here on Ryan Valdez? Valdez?
Valdez, Your Honor.
Yes. And then after that, it's gonna be Carlos Alman. Who's it?
Ready for this.
All right. All right. Mr. Valdez, I hear you had a flat tire. It happens. There's so much construction work going on. All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
Judge, this is our first post indictment setting on this case with my client. I have received an offer from my client. I just need some time to go over the discovery with my client and discuss more of the offer. I'm supposed to be starting a CPS jury trial. We've already been assigned to Judge Hortek for next week, so
All right.
if we could have some time.
Ms. Ferguson, if I can get a 30-day reset on Ryan Valdez. All right, that'll be your plea deadline date. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court, even though you had a flat tire. Did you change it yourself?
Yeah, my hand.
Oh, well, I think they have some hand sanitizer over there for you. All right, Carlos Alman.
Attorney, what is your name?
Harkowitz.
Harkowitz.
Harkowitz. Court is calling 2024 CR 3321, State of Texas versus Carlos Gilbert Alaman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson.
Defense.
Patrick Hancock for Mr. Alaman.
Are you Mr. Alaman?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Alaman, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we are proceeding on count 2, which is an aggravated sexual assault of a child, and waiving the rest.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Alaman, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged in count 2 with aggravated sexual assault of a child? That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into an agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alaman, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 2. punishment is to be assessed at 18 years in the prison. There's to be chapter 62 compliance and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense in count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State offer states exhibit one with all attachments.
No objection.
Did you review the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits one and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yep, 71.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits one and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, proceeding with sentencing.
We'd like to, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, Mr. Alman has a few health issues. He's in need of a knee replacement. I put together his medicals as part of his legal papers, and I don't know if the court can make a recommendation that he have a medical assessment upon entering prison. I've seen some courts do it, and we would ask that you do it, Your Honor.
All right, court will find you guilty, sentence you to 18 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There should be chapter 62 compliance, no contact with the complainant, and I'll ask that you be provided with a medical assessment at the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, are y'all ready on Monata? Court is calling 2021 CR 6023, State of Texas versus Israel Monata. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris said.
Defense?
George Schaefer for defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Israel Monata?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Israel Monata who is placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 6023 on January 10th, 2022 for a term of 2 years and extended for a term of 1 year? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Judge Chavez, at one moment.
Yes.
Judge, the new number one is the DWI. It's set for hearing on the 5th of August. We would like to think that it would be a benefit to the court that let's have that done before proceeding on the motion to revoke.
All right, so off the record, here's the only issue. So an officer is here to testify. Probation is here to testify.
I understand that.
So,
And I am confused because I thought we were trying to get the DWI done first. I didn't realize we were set on a motion
mhm.
to be heard today. I was as surprised that the officer was here as.
Can I have one moment to speak?
Yes.
Yeah, the state's asking what is our position on the DWI. Intends to plead on that case, Your Honor.
All right.
So Judge, I mean, my only thing is that if we can get a plea, true or not true today, and then reset for sentencing after he is.
We could do that.
All right.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. And so standing in for the state.
That's Jason Garahan, sorry, Judge.
All right. Yes, we're on the record. So in for the state is Jason Garahan.
Yes.
All right. And with regards to the violations, state, you may proceed.
Violated condition number 1 on or about the 25th day of April 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Sergio Chavez committed under offense of DWI in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Your Honor, we'll waive their newly violated conditions.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. And when is the DWI set?
Set on the 5th of August, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want to set this the same day?
We could.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, what day of the week is August? All right, we'll set it for August 5th. And Norma, I'll note on the docket sheet that he's to go to county court first. So you won't come here first, you'll go to county court first. You understand?
Yeah.
And then after we're done.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Judge, we can show that to her at the time of sentencing.
Okay.
He's been going to his meetings.
All right, make sure you continue to do that, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Ali,
He's right.
number, what page is he on?
Oh, which one?
Monata.
Okay.
Okay.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Yeah.
All right,
We just need a trial setting, Judge.
all right. So, Mr. Ali, did you receive the plea offer from the state?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, well, I mean, he needs to let me know.
You're right, Judge.
This is what I would always tell people. When I would have clients and their parents would be telling them, this is what you need to do, and we going to trial. And you know, I would tell them, I said, that's fine that we are going to trial. But if worst case scenario, we are convicted and we get a prison sentence, will we be taking the prison sentence? And they're like, no. So you received the offer.
Yes.
And are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
2 days.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, they say 2 days for jury trial. And if y'all make sure you get to me an acknowledgement of discovery.
The impact judge on his cause.
All right, August 12th, impact court. So you'll be with a different judge. What page is he on, Norma?
He's on page 10.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thanks, Judge.
Let me ask you this, did the neck tattoo hurt?
No, just the healing did.
Okay, all right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Galvin Bradley or Bradley Galvan.
Yes, Judge, and that's actually Golan. He was
Golan?
indicted improperly.
Come forward, Galan. No wonder he never approaches when I call his name, because it's not his name.
So your name?
Orlando Castanon, Castanon.
E-A-N-O.
Tanon.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, I've conferred with the state in regards to this matter. At issue, there is a geofence warrant
Mhm.
that I've been looking into and I still need to investigate. There is, CCA has taken a PDR up on the same issue, and
Mhm.
I think it might be due for a decision here
When?
soon. I
What
don't,
does soon mean?
no, I don't know.
All
honestly,
right,
what
well, this
soon
is a relative new case. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reset it for 45 days for discovery. Make sure that everybody has all of their discovery. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 45-day reset for discovery. All right, September 9th.
That works for me better.
All right, thank you for
Thank you.
dressing appropriately for court. Once you have signed the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Number, what's the other page that he is on? Okay, thank you.
I gotta run to.
Jason Gonzalez.
So I'll be back to sign my. There's nothing that I can say. Right.
Hello, and counsel, you're on this side.
Sorry.
All right, what's happening with this case?
Yes, Your Honor, the estate and I will conferred on this case. I think it's our first setting, based on representations and the offer made. We'd like to ask for a reset to gather some mitigation evidence, as well as I'll probably be coming back to the court later this afternoon, asking for a ex parte motion for an investigator to go reach out to some witnesses in the case.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a 30-day reset on Gonzalez discovery?
Yes. August 22nd.
All right, August 22nd.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And what page is he on?
He's on page 12.
All right, thank you.
Yes, yes, I'm so sorry. Zachary, it's spelled weird. Thank you.
Carlos Ruiz. Carlos Ruiz?
Yes.
All right, what's happening with this case?
Case is unindicted, Judge. Ask for a PR bond.
All right, state. This is a case.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about? Judge, is that, you're asking for a appeal bond? Okay, well, in this particular case, we're not in agreement with the bond, Judge. I think the previous bond was set at.
He was granted a PR bond before.
Is it, you give me a bond record?
Well, he's remanded without bond.
Okay, that's what it was that you discussed with Kate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was what I was prepared to come out.
So it's a request for a bond to be set, correct?
Right.
Okay,
All right.
we're not in agreement with the PR bond, Judge, but we are in agreement. I believe I wrote on there 10,000.
2,500.
Oh, that's what it was previously. So 5,000, Judge.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling Night Bank number 708829, State of Texas versus Carlos Edward Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, and your
Defense?
Warren Wolf for Mr. Ruiz.
And are you Mr. Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, you are requesting a bond be set, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right, the document that I have before me is stating that you're requesting something, I'm sorry, a PR bond because 91 days have elapsed. Is that correct or no?
That's correct, Judge. The arrest date, the offense date in this case is 4/16/2023.
Mhm.
He's been incarcerated since April of this year.
All right,
March, I mean.
is that correct, state, or no?
I'm trying to figure out why he's remanded without bond.
He had he was on bond, there was a PR.
Let me time out just a minute. We're gonna recall this back for the afternoon. It's already 12:05 and it appears that we need some other information for the court. So we're gonna call it back at 1:30. And we'll bring you back at 1:30. Marquise Bosse.
His attorney just stepped out.
All right.
He's right there. It's already on. Zachary, get up.
Bossier, and after this, the court is taking its recess. Everybody else will have to come back in the afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so this was previously set, this is family violence. It's
Just the NTR.
continuous family violence. No, it's, I don't. Yeah. Oh, it is an MTR.
Okay, the NTR family violence, I believe that we reduced to misdemeanor, and the new number ones alleged on the NTR are criminal.
Ah,
Yes.
so are you all ready to proceed on the MTR?
No, Your Honor. The new allegations, I've been appointed to those. They're pending in the 186. They still don't have any discovery to me other than just the offense report. I filed examining trials. I'm set on August 7th for those
All right.
examining trials. I'm asking that this be, I guess, held in advance until that examining trial.
And you say the examining trial is August 7th?
Yes, I believe that is the court date that I received from the coordinator, Ms. Herrera.
All right, so Norma, if you can set this for August 8th?
And Your Honor, I don't know if the report requires a formal motion. Mr. Bozier has been in custody for quite some time.
You
He
need to
has.
file a motion.
Okay,
And once you file the motion, just ask the coordinator to put it on the docket and we'll put it on the docket ASAP.
okay, thank you.
All right, everyone, the court is taking its recess. And we will be back at 1:30.